Okay, well, welcome back, Priyanka. We're really happy to have you here. Since the last 2 weeks, we've done a lot of research, a lot of work, and we're really excited to share what we found out and how we can help, hopefully, your business. So, again, I'm Campbell Wilkerson, and I am a senior.
Hi, I'm Connor. I'm also a senior.
I'm Patty, I'm a junior.
I'm Jack, I'm a senior.
I'm Zoe, I'm a junior.
And our problem that you put us is to do a 6-month marketing plan or 2 quarters to emphasize a true value proposition that truly makes your 3 businesses different from the other businesses in the market and makes them attractive to customers. So our mission was to create a fulfilling and healthy life for you and your dogs by making these 2 companies have more revenue so you can spend more time with them. And you know, some things that we really liked about your business was that it was all you. You were the one who, like, you are selling yourself. You're instead of selling your product, you're selling yourself and your service. And you know, you are. So we really like that how you designed your websites, and like if they're easy to manage, easy to flow, and you know they're very accessible.
Just to add on to that, we thoroughly went through all the websites, and we really did love how the Acorn Manor website felt. We felt that was really inviting, and the color schemes, it felt modern, it felt really easy to use. And we also did like the Pure Mutts website. We thought that incorporated a lot of great pictures, and it made us feel what the cause was. It made us feel like we were connected to the value. So we really did like that about what we saw.
So with any marketing plan, you need to know who exactly you're going to be focusing on. So we're going to start with Woodlands Eco first, because it's like your main source of revenue. Your real estate agency. It seems to be what you put a lot of your time into, and it's like what you're known for around town. You're known as being a good negotiator. You're known as being a well-educated member of the market. So we have 2 main archetypes for you to focus on. Our first one being Family Frank. So he's going to be in a family, most likely going to be relocating out of state, so he doesn't have a super big timeline. And like you said, you work best when you have a shorter timeline. So what he's going to need for his family is going to need a well-educated real estate agent like yourself to get him into a house that he's going to feel comfortable in a good neighborhood. He's also going to need a good negotiator to get him a good price. Speaking about negotiators, we have dedicated Danielle. Now she's going to be your business executive, and again, like you said when we first interviewed, you like to work on a quick timeline, getting people in and out of the door, making sales, and just building the revenue, but also doing it efficiently and in a good way. So dedicated Danielle, she's in the boardroom making deals, being a negotiator. She sees that you're a good negotiator. That's going to be an easy match for her, and she's going to want exactly what she wants, so she knows that you can do that for her by she gives you the requirements, the market, you're going to find it for her. So we think you can focus on these 2 people who may be definitely moving out of state, or they might be moving cities, and so they have a shorter timeline. You can get them in, they know what they want, and you can really just get your profits up by doing more sales quicker. Moving on to Acorn Manor, we have 2 more archetypes to focus on. So we have 2 kind of age demographics. So we're going to have the elderly couple and parents, and then we're going to have the sons and daughters. So with the younger generation, we have concerned Carol. Now, she may not be financially stable enough to bring her parents into her own home. She's going to be financially stable enough to bring their pets into their own home. So she's looking for them to go to an assisted living home. And like we mentioned, their parents might have a dog. So this is where Pure Mutts really ties in well. And this is where we really like how you've branded the 2 together, because it really offers a logical progression for the dogs and for the families if the parents were to not live as long as their pets. Our pets are our most important things in the world. We all know this. I love my dogs, you love your dogs. So you want our dogs to have a great life too. And so since, Carol, she can't take care of her family's dogs, she knows that Pure Mutts is going to be a great home for them. Then also Acorn Manor in and of itself is going to be a great social interaction and social experience for her parents, so she'll feel really comfortable with you providing care for them. And then we have Together Ted, and pretty similar to what Carol's parents were. They might have a dog, but Together Ted and him and his wife, they're going to have some money saved up because they knew they were going into assisted living in the future. And like you said, and like we've researched, Acorn Manor is comparatively priced to other places in the Woodlands, so they get to stay in their hometown. They get to get a nice, affordable price. But then they get the social interactions of being with other people, and they get the closure of knowing that their dog is going to go to some other place. So that's where we really like how Pure Mutts ties in. And I think you can definitely focus on these main 2 people, and you can have full rooms all the time.
Right, so when we started this process, a lot of it was informational research, like how, especially for the 6-month marketing plan, what platforms can we use to market, what would be most efficient, kind of for the target, the audience, the age group, and stuff like that. So the first thing that we started with was really kind of looking at some social media surveys, what platform would be the best for marketing, and we found that actually Facebook could potentially be one of the best markets or platforms for marketing. In that more than 50% of its users are 35 years of age and older, which is kind of in combination with real estate and Acorn Manor, that's kind of where a majority of your target audience is located. So we also, I think we talked to Ms. Hill, and Victor Pet Foods was the most similar to kind of what diet and what you feed your dogs. So we actually did reach out to Victor Foods and we kind of talked to them about a potential partnership. Unfortunately, they were not looking for one at the time, but that later on, if Pure Mutts grows and as that's another path that you can look towards. So we did reach out to them. And then another thing that we looked at was kind of how the websites feel. So we did love Acorn Manor. We liked how that felt a lot. We did have some recommendations from Woodlands Eco. We know that you did these websites yourself, and they're phenomenal. But some of the color, we looked into website psychology and kind of how that works. And Jack looked into that, so I'm gonna let him explain.
Yeah, so there's a page in the pamphlet. It's the website updates page there, and it kind of goes into a little bit more detail, so I won't bore you with a lot of it. But basically, what Campbell said, it's just it's colors is what we really want to focus on. And what we saw in Acorn Manor and the Pure Mutt websites we really liked. We liked the white background with a lot of the space open up because it's easier on the eyes, and subconsciously that's what the human eye likes to see. And then also what we looked into real estate companies, and we found that using blue subconsciously promotes trust within us. So we were thinking maybe if we could move Woodlands Eco to a blue and white color scheme. It's kind of similar to the Remax real estate website. We thought that was a good maybe platform to look off of. But you have such a great start already. This will take no time at all just to quickly update, and subconsciously people are going to be more attracted to the website. So we think it's just a quick and easy update for you to do to just bring in more revenue.
Alright, so kind of backing up the archetypes and everything, I conducted a few interviews with about 10 members of my family, just talking to them about real estate agents and about boarding their dogs and about senior living homes, etc. So just some key points I got from it was that they heard of their real estate agents through word of mouth, which is a lot what you're doing right now, which is just kind of to back up what you're doing and showing that it's a good thing to do. And then also to go out and meet people, which I know you do also, just to make yourself known around the Woodlands, pass out your business card, things like that, just simple things. Also, you're good negotiators, which we know that you're a great negotiator from Miss Albrecht, kind words about you, and that they really value that. Also, they really like how the money that you have for your business goes towards somewhere useful, because a lot of the times real estate agents just take it for money for their pockets, and it's really awesome how it can go to Pure Mutts and how that helps a cause in the Woodlands. And then we also have response time, which I know you're great at, you're very efficient, and that's very important to them. And then information on specifics, which you're very good as well, finding information on specifics. So just reiterating those points there.
So kind of the first step in what we discovered, or kind of a lot of thought, separation. I know that might sound kind of crazy because Pure Mutts is the value proposition. That's the most important thing to you. And throughout this and through this recommendation, that is what we kept in mind, just to make that clear when we're recommending separation. But the idea of this separation is not separate the company. Like Zoe had mentioned, people love the money goes somewhere useful. We're not saying that's the case. We're saying through the logo and maybe through your mantra and things like that for professional, when people are looking for a real estate agent, they want to make sure that they're getting something, they're looking for a house. That's the most important thing to them. So the separation in the sense moving the base, the logo with the dog and maybe the mantra, changing that to something that seems, when I look at it, it's more professional, and I know when I go, I'm going to get the best real estate agent. And because first impression, a lot of them are not going to know that you're such a great negotiator and things like that. So kind of first notice, they're going to think, well, maybe since it has this, a dog, I don't think I'm going to get the best, just first glance. But we do, of course, love the Acorn Manor and the Pure Mutts. That has a very special, bond to it. How important dogs are to people, especially of older age, knowing that they have somewhere safe to go. So kind of along with separation, there's a building fact. If you're going to kind of market a little bit differently, you kind of need to build your company, and you need to kind of grow them a bit. And what I mean by that is, we did a lot of research and we looked at, there are so many entrepreneurs out there, and some statistics, 1 out of 4 are juggling more than one business. One of the reasons why a lot of them fail is because they're taking on so much that they can't really focus on what they love. So kind of in with this new separation, we're kind of recommending maybe, down the road, build them more so you can end up focusing back on the dogs. And I know there's that saying, you gotta spend money to make money, and you gotta devote time to growing Woodlands Eco and Acorn Manor so you can make sure you can get the most revenue back into Pure Mud. So it's kind of like not turning your back on Pure Mud because that's the most important thing, but in order to so you can spend a lot of time with the dogs and grow that company, you need to grow the revenue that you're getting from Woodlands Eco and from Acorn Manor.
Okay, what else we recommend is through one of the biggest problems using Present is not enough people know about your companies here. Because using Google Analytics, it can be shown that on average your websites get searched close to like 0 to 10 times a day. So to do this, to help this problem, we're working on more brand awareness of your companies for this, and we recommend to do advertising through various social media platforms. For starters, as recommended, Facebook for starters would be one of the biggest draws for your company, as well as other platforms such as like YouTube, Snapchat, Twitter, and GoFundMe may seem a little off as not social media, but it's one of the main ways that people who support you and support your cause, that's one of the main ways they can support you directly without going through any like other services. As well as we get some ideas for Instagram as well. Would you like to explain?
Okay, so we really like how you post pictures of the houses you sell on your website, and we think Instagram is the best way for you to promote that as well. So you can put pictures of your houses with well lighting, with rooms and people who have visited the houses. And if you don't know what to put, you can always put one of these little designs that you can make easily through Canva. These usually took me about 5 minutes to do. And I really like this because it's really accessible. A lot of people use Instagram and they can easily either call you, email you, or find you through your directions. Or they can search up through hashtags, which is really important because when they search up hashtag real estate, they can see every profile, every picture that refers to real estate, and they can find you there. And another really cool thing about it is that it uses analytics. So you can see kind of like the age range of people who kind of see your posts or which posts are most popular, so you can kind of, direct posts towards that audience.
And just also to add that, obviously being a real estate agent around this area, kind of a sense of community is a really important thing. So what's nice about Instagram is this whole recommendation idea of how, if you follow clients, other people that follow them are going to be able to see that. So whether you know it or not, it's going to start, your name is going to start spreading throughout the community just by this person follows this person. And then automatic connections are made. So just throughout the Woodlands community, through Instagram, people are going to begin to become more aware of kind of the Woodlands eco-realty, which is a really nice and easier way that's going to happen on its own rather than you really having to do anything. It's just a natural thing that can happen with social media platforms.
And so here's some of the data behind these ads. We use Instagram, for example, for say your typical Instagram ad. Here is around like the viewership as for viewers towards the ads, and even though it may seem like a big commitment, the costs for these ads are relatively cheap, costing around about $6.70 per 1,000 views. Which, if you think that's like for 10,000, that's 67, and so on and so on. And the return on those ads, say around even 1%, but for like 100,000 views, that's still a lot of people with coming back to your company based on those ads you put out. So, another recommendation we would like to make is possible partnerships in the future. So far, we've been doing research and we've reached out to these companies about possible partnerships. First, the Dodo. They are a company that's focused on getting recognition for your dogs and just spreading the word, because it's all about it's an animal recognition website where it helps just getting the name out, so they know that your brand exists, these dogs, they exist, helping out, and they possible for a theoretical partnership, as well as the women's shelter. They've also, as you see in your pamphlet, some dates, is that the women's shelter would agree to possibly help out with you, spread the word, spread flyers, just spread more brands, so the most people know about your business as possible.
All right, so, and to the specifics, We actually have this kind of more in detail in the pages, so you can just, it should say quarter 1, quarter 2 on the top. So basically we just kind of separate into quarters, so 2-3 month periods. The first thing we kind of recommended was kind of a website reload, which Jack sort of talked about with the colors and just updating your testimonials, because we know you do a lot of great testimonials, as Ms. Albrecht explained, like her interviewing process with you afterwards, and so we know you do that, and we just want you to keep updating, because that's what a lot of people look at. And then I know I emailed you about the logos, and we have 3 possible options, just in case if you like any of them, to give you ideas. I'd be happy to email those to you as well. So that's just a basic thing, and then also an ad campaign. So we created these little ads, as Patty showed you on our mock Instagram, because we know you already have an Instagram, but just kind of creating what catches the eye of the people and everything. So we have some of these mock ads, and if you want any of them, we can also send them to you. Just kind of creating it through that, and looking at Instagram for your ads, and also with Facebook, we know you have an account already, but we kind of recommend maybe just possibly separating your professional life from your personal life, just to make it a bit more like in tune with kind of the environment. Because, well, I actually wanted to commend you, because actually when I started hearing about you, I joined this class kind of late, and when I heard about your company and how you've been juggling these 3 businesses, I think it's like really amazing, like especially you created these 3 websites on your own, which a lot of us cannot do. So that's pretty awesome, and we wanted to commend you for that. And then also awareness, which is kind of with the dodo we explained, so we ended up contacting them. And in the back of their the pamphlet, there's an email and with their contact information, and they would be just taking videos of your dogs and posting them on Snapchat. And eventually, if it gains more awareness, they could post an article about your Pure Mutts on their website, and that will gain more awareness for your site. And then for quarter 2, we just wanted to start it out with feedback, because you'll be gaining more awareness, gaining more customers. So maybe sending out a survey to your past clients that you've had, just asking them kind of what they've really liked, what maybe they think could be improved. Then also, of course, new hires. You cannot do this all on your own. It's physically, humanly impossible. So just like as the process goes on, as you grow, just making sure you get interns, people to help update your website, social media interns, things like that. I know some of us has website designing experience, so we would be happy to help, recommend, etc., things like that. And then for the final steps, we have the GoFundMe in here after you've gained awareness. Just creating this GoFundMe, if you're not familiar with it, it's just a site where people can make donations. And I think this would connect back to your archetypes, because a lot of the people, like, especially dedicated Danielle, after she settles down and everything, she'll kind of look back at your company and be like, oh, like, I want to donate this money because of this, etc., things like that. And then we also have the little dog food symbol, because we know you get up in the mornings to cook food for your dogs, which is a lot of work. So kind of just starting maybe to reach out to people locally, maybe to cook some of the food, help you with that. And then also a last thing was informing your clients about your other businesses, because I'm sure they'll know it by then, but maybe the people in Woodlands Eco, you can let them know about your Acorn Manor business, because maybe down along the line they'll be like, oh, like my parents need to go to this home, like I would love to look into that. Or same for the Acorn Manor archetypes, like insert Carol letting her know about her real estate business, because maybe she'll eventually want to buy another house in the future.
Excellent.
Yeah, and so where will you be? More time with your dogs eventually, because we know that's what you value, and we wanted to keep that in mind, of course, because we're recommending a lot of different changes here, but I think ultimately it'll bring you to more experience and more happiness, more time with your dogs.
Yeah, and just to reiterate that, like there's obviously some different recommendations, some they're all recommendations, but obviously, but in the hope that in the end you really will be able to spend more time with your dogs, which we know is the most important thing for you. So.
Very good.
Thank you.